Hello, Excellence family. Hope everyone is having a wonderful afternoon. Today, we're actually going to be doing our very first Mortgage Mondays in hopes of bringing to you at least every 2 weeks the latest news having to do with mortgages. In these Mortgage Mondays, we'll also go over different mortgage topics. So, any new laws affecting the mortgage business, we will definitely always try to bring to you and keep you informed of these latest laws. Mortgage Mondays, sometimes we'll simply do a question and answer type of thing where we come to you live and answer any mortgage questions you might have. Again, today we're going to be talking about a very niche loan program that I am pretty sure a lot of you are not aware of. This is an awesome program, and I have the pleasure of having with me our very own Senior Loan Officer, Madeline King, that's going to be going over this program and detailing the benefits of the program. It's going to be letting you know who is this program ideal for. And of course, we are going to be here readily available to answer any questions you might have about this program. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Madeline. Now, I will say, guys, we're going to keep these very short. These are probably going to be at most 10 to 15 minutes. Again, the idea is for us to come to you hopefully on a weekly basis and just keep you informed about everything happening in the mortgage world. So again, just to recap, whether it might be new loan programs that you're not aware of, or mortgage laws affecting you as a real estate agent, we want to let you know about those and make sure that you're very well aware of those. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Madeline. Madeline, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, yes. Hi, Javier. Hello, everyone. Hello. This is Madeline. I am a loan officer here at Excellence Mortgage. I'm super excited to be here on our first ever Mortgage Mondays. I, of course, welcome every opportunity to assist our partner agents, especially with any mortgage and loan financing questions that are beneficial when talking to your potential buyers.
Awesome. So guys, if you do have any questions while Madeline goes ahead and presents the program to you, you could feel free to just kind of type it down there in the bottom of the post. I am looking at those, so I'll kind of like moderate. So if you do have any questions, I'll look at those questions and definitely let Madeline know and have her clarify any question you might have. So Madeline, you want to tell us a little bit about this this new conventional 3% down program? By the way, any of you know about this program? So I'm pretty sure a lot of you know about, of course, FHA 3.5% down. But can any of you comment down at the bottom? Did you know that there was a 3% conventional loan program? All right, so we'll kind of wait to see if anyone does comment, Madeline. But while we're waiting, if you can go ahead and tell us a little bit about this program, the benefits of this program, who can qualify for this program, and how can our agents possibly, potentially sell it to their clients?
Absolutely, yes. Well, you're correct. Most people are not aware that this program exists because most everybody is familiar with the FHA and the 3.5% down. But this is a conventional program that allows you to come in with even 3% down and not the typical 3.5 for FHA. That's a big deal because it's a little bit more money, gives you a little bit more buying power. Okay.
Sure.
And because this program is a conventional program, there are certain restrictions that don't apply to it that may have in an FHA. Okay.
Right. So to clarify, Madeline, because you hear all the time, FHA 3% down. FHA is 3.5% down. Is that correct?
Right. 3.5% down. 3.5%.
And this program is 3% down conventional.
Correct.
Meaning the biggest thing, and for those of you that have been in the business for a while, you know that, of course, with such a small down payment, there's always going to be mortgage insurance But one of the downfalls to an FHA loan is that, you know, you get mortgage insurance, but you can never remove it, even when your property has that 20% equity. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Right.
That's one of the key points to these, the key benefits to the 97% conventional loans, because you can remove your MI once you've reached your 20% equity. And FHA does not allow you to do that. So
Awesome.
it's a great feature.
Any other, give me a few other benefits that this program might have versus, for example, FHA, for example?
Okay, well, FHA, like you mentioned, everybody has to pay their mortgage insurance, but in this program, you do also have mortgage insurance, but the benefit is that it's at a much lower rate for these
Okay.
programs. So the mortgage insurance still exists, but it's a much lower rate. So again, it allows you more buying power because
Okay.
you have more funds going towards your payments.
So it's at a much lower rate. Plus, once you reach that 20, once the homeowner reaches that 20% equity, they could potentially call their mortgage company, have them reappraise the home. And if the home has got 20% equity, they can remove that mortgage insurance.
Absolutely.
So that's an awesome benefit.
And
Any other
yeah.
key points you want to maybe?
Well, some people often confuse programs where you have to be a first-time home buyer. In this case,
Okay.
you do not have to be a first-time home buyer to take advantage of this program.
Right.
So that's another key feature, because that is a big misconception out there that people believe, oh, well, I'm not a first-time home buyer, I can't take advantage of this. And that is misleading. No, you can. You do not have to be a first-time home buyer to benefit from these programs.
Okay. Any other thing off the top of your mind you could think of that's a benefit to this program versus an FHA loan? Is it easier to qualify, or would you say FHA? Can you tell us a little bit about the debt to income ratios? Are the debt to income ratios the same as your typical conventional loan, or is there any difference there?
Well, fortunately, with today's technology, we use the automated underwriting system.
Right.
So when your loan is input into the automated underwriting system, as long as you receive a approved eligible, the ratios are not going to be a factor anymore. Okay. So we do know that they cannot exceed a certain amount, which would be typically in these loans 50%. But you cannot discount anything when your ratios on paper may seem, oh, they're 45, 48, they're too high, which is actually not the case. Once you receive the eligible approval, the ratios don't.
Now, that's a very important point there, Madeline, because in my opinion, you know, and again, we're doing these Mortgage Mondays, of course, in hopes of informing you, in hopes of teaching you, and maybe even giving you, slowly but surely, the power to, you know, when you're talking with someone, maybe even you doing your own mini pre-qualification. You, and then when I say you, I mean you, the agent. But with that said, Madeline says something very important, because we all know that the conventional debt to income, the back, what's it called, the back ratio, that is typically, you know, in paper, conventional, what is it? Is it 43?
Yes, they typically on paper, they were 28, 36, they go to 43 sometimes, but the system will allow.
The point is that you never, you know, it's very important for you as an agent to, of course, know these guidelines and maybe do some sort of mini pre-qual for your client. But, you know, what you never want to do as an agent is you never want to say, hey, you know, I just ran your numbers, I looked at your debts, and you don't qualify because your debt to income ratio is 45. That's not necessarily always the case. Is that right, Madeline?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay. So you always want to give us the opportunity to submit the loan and have our underwriting system determine whether your prospect, your customer buyer qualifies or not, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any other thing you might, you know, let us know about this program?
Let's see. Well, this program still does allow for a seller concession. So
of how much?
Of 3%.
3%.
Seller concession. It also does allow the down payment to be entirely a gift. So in essence, your buyer can come in and purchase his home for zero money out of his own pocket. He can have a seller concession and a gift for his down payment.
So the whole down payment
Mhm.
can be given in the form of a gift.
Correct.
And who can give these gift funds?
A gift fund can be from community grants or a relative.
Okay.
Or a partner. I mean,
Can you tell us a little bit more of what constitutes a relative?
It has to be a blood relative. In some cases, it can be a fiance as well.
Okay.
So that, you know, even though they look at blood relatives, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, because we can use a life partner or a fiance.
Okay. Now, any restrictions with this program?
Well, like with any program, there are some restrictions, okay?
Okay.
But nothing that, I mean, mostly credit or a debt to ratio income, which you've already discussed. And in some cases, they have income limits. But that's something that we always look at and review, and we know, you know, what tools we can use to determine these factors for every particular scenario. So
Okay.
and sometimes you'd be surprised, more people qualify for this than
And I suppose there is some sort of credit score minimum that the borrower needs to have, right? What would that be for this particular program?
Actually, yes, and that goes back to the automated underwriting system again. As long as you receive an approval, the credit score has already been determined in the approval process. So if by any chance it doesn't get approved to the system, we still have what we go to as manual underwrites. We get those approved all the time, and in those cases, the score can be as low as 620, depending on the overall credit of the borrower. So there's many factors that go into play, and what we do is we review them and make sure that we're doing the best possible scenario for your buyer.
Okay. And in your opinion, Madeline, who's the ideal candidate for this 3% conventional loan program?
Great question. Okay, so these programs were primarily designed for low to moderate income buyers. Okay, they offer outstanding flexibility in underwriting, and they will fit a variety of borrower situations, because you know every buyer situation is a little different.
Sure.
So they capitalize on the opportunities to meet income or home financing needs for low to moderate buyers. Okay. And they have the flexible sources of funds like we talked about with the gift funds as well.
Okay. So why don't you just give us, before I go ahead, and guys, what I want to do next, I think, again, we want to keep these super short. If anyone's got any questions, we, of course, will stay here as long as we need to make sure that we answer each and every one of your questions. But I think what I want to do is just have Madeline just give us a recap of the program in general, just real quick, some really quick bullet points. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is just share my screen and show you guys how you can potentially, if you have someone that needs to get pre-qualified, how you can do that. I think there's 4 different ways of doing that now. I was thinking about it earlier, and I think there's 4 different ways, 3 to 4 different ways that you can do that now. So I want to share my screen and show you that. I'm actually going to be, for the first time as well, showing you our very brand new corporate website that's got our new agent pages. Each of the pages now have a way for agents, for you, our agent, to possibly send the customer to your website and have them pre-qualify or submit a loan application for pre-qualification right from your agent website. So that's one of the ways, and we're going to be showcasing that for the first time today as well. So if you want to kind of just recap real quick, Madeline, just a few little bullet points of the highlights of this program, and then I'll go ahead and share that the different ways that our agents can maybe refer a client to us.
Most importantly, we know it's a 3% down. That's the key point. You can come in with 3%, even lower than the FHA required of 3.5%. So that's big. They do not require you to be a first-time home buyer. So that's another key point. The mortgage insurance is at a reduced rate, so it helps because mortgage insurance is much higher with an FHA.
And remember, guys, since it's conventional, your customer can ultimately get that mortgage insurance removed from their lender.
Absolutely. And the program does allow for a seller concession up to 3%. and the entire down payment can be a gift.
That's awesome.
So,
Before I let you go, the entire down payment can be a gift. Can you very briefly just tell us about if one of our agent possibly has someone that very well qualifies income wise, has someone that could potentially give them a gift for the down payment, but doesn't necessarily have all of the closing costs. Of course, we know that they can get up to 3% in closing costs. And for the most part, I would say that would cover the closing costs. But if they happen to make an offer on a property where it's got high demand, seller wants full price, no way to get seller concession, can you tell us, before we wrap it up, can you tell us a little bit about lender credit? Can this program also qualify for the buyer to receive some sort of lender credit?
great question. Absolutely. Lender credits can be applied to this program as well. So those would be based on the current rate, and the lender provides a credit based on the rate that's given to the borrower. So that's huge, because even if you go up a little bit in your rate, the amount that you get back, depending on the market, will potentially cover the shortfall that you're having with your closing costs. And we always take that into account as well when we're, dealing with a situation where the borrower may be short on funds. We look for all different ways that we can provide assistance for them to get them into their home. So lender credits are a huge benefit and will apply in this program as well.
Okay, guys. So for those of you that don't know what a lender credit is, it's basically where the lender, where the borrower, of course, doesn't have the money for the down payment, and they are okay with having a little bit of a higher interest rate. Is that right, Madeline?
Correct.
And in exchange for that, that interest rate being a little bit higher, the lender is going to give the borrower a credit of X amount of dollars. And the idea, of course, is to cover all of the borrower's closing costs.
Correct.
So maybe not with this program, but in the future, we're going to talk about ways of a buyer or a prospect potentially buying a home with absolutely no money down, right? So we'll leave that one for the next one. All right, guys. So with that said, what I want to do now is kind of share my screen. You want to kind of say bye-bye to everyone, Madeline?
Bye. It was great being here. Hope
All right.
to see you guys soon.
All right, awesome. So what I want to do, guys, Madeline will stay here tuned with us, but while we're here kind of seeing if there's any questions, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. And let me open it up. You're probably looking at my desktop here. And let's go over here to first, let's take a look at Xcellence Mortgage. So if you do have a customer that needs to get pre-qualified, a couple different ways. You can, of course, always go to the mortgage, excellencemortgage.com, click on contact, and there's our contact information. You can just call the toll-free number here. And I think option number 1 will send you over to a loan officer. So that's the first option there. Now, the other option is refer a client. So you could actually come in here and put your potential client's contact information, your information, and submit this here. And this will come to us right away by email. The moment we receive this, we, of course, will get in contact with your customer and start the process with them. The other way is through your new Excellence Realty webpage. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, we really haven't made it public just yet because we're still adding all of the agent pages, but this is the new Excellence Realty corporate website. And within this website, there's, of course, agent page, right? And we're still working on all of the agent pages, guys. We've managed to add about 100 of them. We still have about another 400 to go. So bear with us here. We hope to get this done in the next couple of weeks. But for example, if you go to your personal agent website here, every website kind of looks like this, where you have your bio, which, by the way, if you want to update your bio, please send us your most recent bio, and we will be happy to add that. We're going to add your listings over here. If you want us to add your recent closed sales, we can add those over here as well. But the other thing that you have here is the mortgage app. So you can always redirect one of your potential clients to your website, and you can just copy the URL here and just send them the link. and just tell them to click on Mortgage app. And from here, they're going to see this co-branded mortgage loan application. It'll have your picture, your contact information, our information over here. And all your customer needs to do is click apply for a loan. And this is a very simple 1003 application that they can fill out. That's got all the preliminary information that we need to determine or pre-qualify your client for a mortgage loan. Okay. So that's the third way that you can potentially have a client apply for a loan, right? Or just refer them to us. And then the last way, guys, for those of you that have the Excellence Mortgage app installed on your phone, and if you don't have it, please feel free to reach out to us and we would be happy to re-invite you. We basically added everyone and invited everyone. But if you don't have it, we'll be happy to re-invite you. It's our very own native app, or the Excellence Mortgage native app in the App Store. So it's on Google Play or on the Apple Store if you're an iPhone user. And all you need to do is kind of type in Excellence Mortgage in the search box, download the app. We're going to have to let you know what's the username you need to use, or simply just let us know. We'd be happy to re-invite you, okay? But the point is that in that app, you can share that app with the borrower, and they'll either receive an email or they'll receive a text message, and then they can fill out the application, an application very similar to this. And again, that'll come to us and we'll then get the process started. So 4 different ways that you can potentially refer a client to us. Simply give us a call. You can also do the refer a client on the Excellence Mortgage website. You can either send them to your website, or again, on the Excellence Mortgage native app, you can share that app very easily and then have them pre-qualify that way. Okay. So guys, it was awesome doing this Mortgage Monday. Again, we plan to probably start maybe with twice a month. If you guys like these, if you're enjoying them, if you're seeing, if you think they're of value, please let us know in the comments. If so, we probably start doing these at least once a week, and just bring you the latest mortgage news, let you know about niche programs such as this one that we went over today. Again, it's great to know this information, guys, because when you're talking with borrowers, they present to you a scenario and they let you know, okay, but I don't have 3.5, I have 3. Well, now you know there's a 3% down program, conventional, right? And with these details, it really makes it easy for you to maybe sell this program and have us pre-qualify your clients. All right, guys. So if you do have any questions, let's see if there's any questions in the chat right now. It looks like there's none, but even after the video finishes, guys, and the live finishes, if there is any questions, just feel free to ask them here in this post. And we, of course, are pinned to the post, so we'll receive all the notifications and we will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. So with that said, guys, we're going to let you go. Keep it within the 10-15 minutes that we promised. And like always, guys, have a wonderful day. And remember to always move forward. Bye-bye. Take care.